hardcore cover. It's symbol. This is all of it down here, but it actually gets along with it. Now, in a different part of the story, Captain Marvel is Sparrow, and she gets it. Everybody's been fighting a Sparrow, and he finally falls down. And they blast him in by blast. He's okay, I give up. Yeah. Not the most important here. This is just playing stuff. So, this is a different part of the story where he's been trapped on a planet along with a bunch of parademons. And so they're talking. They don't realize they've snuck up on him. And they think can, but Cappy or something first. Get by my shield. And so most of them, some of them do, but a lot of them get knocked down. And so Quasar and Fire mooching, and they didn't see it. And everybody's like, from Wedge, I take the point to say, this is another page I'm probably gonna redo. Yeah, it's Metamorpho, Pim, and Flash. They figure a way to go into the captured Kira by shrinking down into Avengers Quinjet that the Flash carries. That's a way around it. Okay, this is a different page, and it's gonna be the Thing and Johnny Torch messing around watching TV, and they see the force signal go up because Reed Richard fired it. So it's like, we gotta go. And of course, they're always arguing. He's like, cut to the fantastic card. Is it fixed? And he's like, yeah, I think so. He's always working on it. Happens. And then this is a different one where stuck on a planet and so Hank Pym is healing it, beats the bad guys. And so Batman and Black Lightning back on the DC Earth have recruited Green and Black Canary. It's fun. And because recruited them, they were nice. Black Lightning says and shakes his hand. That's Blue Beetle and Quasar and Vision. And starts to make some food out of nothing because that's her powers. Shamil, the idea, is hungry and they don't have any food because that planet doesn't have any food. It's food out of nothing. That's a sketch. Liz and everything later. And a much different part of the story later, Thor is transported to the DC Earth, and he went along with Metamorpho and Power Girl and Elongated Man. And so he said, thanks, Justice League, and they did it because they saved the day. And so he has Metamorpho and Crimson Fox, who was on there, and introducing them. They got the Rhino because they trapped him in Metamorpho's mud. And Thor's going to take him away along with the Enchantress, who was also there. Odin is going to pass judgment. So he says, farewell, years, we're going to meet again. Because Thor is really important in the story. Right before that, that is when Thor is saying, hello, I'm going to take Rhino and Enchantress. So they say, okay. So he's going to transport them to Asgard. And so Rhino says, right, I got to remain to ride silent. And Enchantress says, don't be gentle with me. Remember, I'm an Asgard's guardian too. Says, farewell, heroes. And then he says, Happy Justice League Europe. Everybody should say Happy Justice League Europe because it was a good title for a long time. For a while. That's something I'm going to draw stuff on. This is another page think I already showed this. There's some fighting. This is a great fight they have in the National Gallery of Art in the East Wing, where the parademons are firing at. These are techno chiefs. So they're not parademons. They're smarter than parademons. They're firing at Black Canary, who's jumping, and she jumps and she fights everybody. And she's trying to find their weapons because she knocked them around. One of them's got the drop of him, but he gets blasted by Black Lightning, who's got a jetpack because he needed one, and they both come in and save Batman. In the same story, this is where Batman recruits Black Lightning, who's been hanging out with the kids in his neighborhood. There's the kids, and they've never seen Batman before. So say, I gotta move fast. So Washington's been taken. We need you on the league again. Well, finally, because Black Lightning had to join the league. He finally did, eventually. A lot later, at the end, heroes meet in Avengers Mansion. And so what you get is Iron Man, and you get Rocket Red, and Marshman. Getting into another story, this is Juggernaut falling down again, and everybody's blasting at him. This is a page probably redoing where Batman is on his phone. Point this thing back, the right page. And he's seeing everything on TV, because that's what Batman does. He watches all the TV all at the same time. There's all this stuff going on. Venom's attacking, and the news, and the president, and there's explosions, and there's the news. There's a lot of cameos here by newscasters from 1991. There's Cowback. There's fighting. You can only see what's on the DC here. You can't see everything because you can't do that. But he does help. Now, in a different part of the story, parademons have got Central Park and they're all taken here. But the X-Men managed to get in and Wolverine's leading the way because he does that. He says, I got a good fight. Your main base. He says, don't worry about me. Free the prisoners. And I said, okay. He says, you forgot. I've been getting critics like this since you were in grade school. I gotta take care of myself. Yeah. So Wolverine goes, and so he says, of course, Cyclops doesn't like this. He's a subordinate. And so, Alex says, let him go. So he does. And they're having a big fight, which is actually going better. So, the Sparrow gets beat up by Namor, and Rogue is beating up parademons, and so is Captain Marvel. On another Earth, in a later story, then Kanto, it thought he took over Russia, but they've got all the troops ready. They're going to come back in, and so they're consulting their leadership, and they're not going to let it go. And so they don't, and they get it back pretty fast. So let's go to another part, because I think I already showed a lot of it. Let's go to new things. This is a blank page. What you see on the blank page. Now let's have some Suicide Squad. They have an issue in this, because they're cool. This is Amanda. She's explaining. This is the map, and we gotta go there. And she says, hey, Flag, so we're gonna know. Can't use any villains. So Flag says, it's me. I got a few people. She says, strictly classified. No villains. Need to know. Okay, who do you need? She says, I want Vixen, who's already on the squad. Bronze Tiger, who has a lot to do. Nightshade, very important. And you got it. They can't use Nemesis because he's the whole reason why they're going there. So they go to rescue him. This is in later fight when Solomon Grundy's still being a bad guy. He's fighting the Russians. And he's fighting a tank. And it's not going well, but they get what they get. Because there's blank paper. I need to pull out. Might as well show this. So this happens. This is Star Fox and Black Knight go to fight Juggernaut. And Star Fox tries to charge Juggernaut because he thinks his power can work, but it doesn't. He says, I don't know what you're trying to do, but my helmet protects you from any mind control. It's what I do. Attacks him. And Juggernaut, it said Star Fox and Black Knight's like, what are we gonna do? The battle has to end here. And it does. You see, there's more blank paper. Blank paper. Here's back to something to look at. Okay, this is a scene with the Fantastic Four and Alicia. So Alicia's explaining, and oh no, it's Nova. Nova's been transformed back into Frankie Ray because Darkseid took her cosmic power, and Galactus gave, and he also took the cosmic some of it, and so they're hanging out with the Fantastic Four, and she's like, "Did it? I got it. Help!" Because Nova actually did a lot of bad stuff. She recruited all the villains, and now she's gonna make up for it. She does. So the thing says, hey, you know, you're on our side. So let's just get, because we need to get and help and get people to our side and get Galactus to our side. But they got to do it before he dies, because he's running out of power. And they're running. I think they're gonna try to kill Galactus. And so things, I don't know. He says, yeah, he's the bigger target. So they gotta run, and they have to run. And they're explaining. I'm gonna fill that in because they're on Galactus' ship, which is very big. Because it's for Galactus, and he's huge. He doesn't need a small ship because he needs to be able to get up and walk around. And this page, and this is back in the X-Men story. There's a lot of guys there. There's Mantis and some Techno Chiefs, and they're talking. And Beast. Oh yeah, they've kind of got the X-Men, and they're going to try to break into the Avengers mansion and steal all the information. But they're not. And so the X-Men are also arguing about what to do. And this is where Wolverine is leading them into the forest. They hook up a machine. These guys are the ones from Cosmic Odyssey, the Techno Chiefs. They figured out the code to break into Avengers mansion, but they don't really get it. So they don't get in there because everybody comes to stop them. This is a different one where we get a splash page where Super Venom is still Super Venom because the Venom thing took over Superman. But the Justice Society is not going to let it stay this way. There's Golden Age Hawkman and the original Green Lantern. So they find a way to stop it. Then this is in the Excalibur comic where Mongol and Cheetah and Artemis go to the Marvel Earth and Excalibur stops him. There's Nightcrawler and Phoenix and Captain Britain and Shadowcat, and they do stop him. And there's fellow villains. And then more. Okay, in another scene, this is where Gorilla Grodd has taken over Wakanda with the help of, well, the lead, the hut, basically, the main leadership building, with the help of Magneto and Crossbones and Hobgoblin. He took over it. And so Grodd is speaking. He thinks he's king. He's got a bunch of parademons there. And he says, I know everything answers Grodd. But then he senses something else. There's a presence, it's powerful. Because he's a mental guy. And so Crossbones says, you want me to hunt him down? He said, no. I will draw T'Challa out. And bring me the prisoner. Bring me 3 young prisoners. Because he knows how to get T'Challa there. We should be showing stuff that isn't the right comic. He's kind of a Shang-Chi check, but not. Okay, so this one was where some of the Justice League and Hank Pym are fighting Calabac. And so he got metamorpho pretty good. Said, hey, sit this one out, Rex. You've done enough. And so Hank Pym's got the device. And so he's going to try to go after the Flash. He's going to tear you up, says Calabac. He says, oh yeah, until you go bad your smell. He says, just buy me some time. So he does. And so he makes grenades. And he says, I don't smell. But they throw grenades at him anyway. He's not the one to defeat him, though. Because what happens next is you get a big battle between Thor and Calabac. This is an opening thing with Grodd sitting there with Magneto. He doesn't stay out for long. And Crossbones. And this is in the issue with Crossbones where the Avengers have come to fight. They brought a U.S. agent and Spider-Woman and Living Lightning to fight the bad guys. And so this is Crossbones. He's going to fight U.S. agent. And so he says, I gotcha. And he says, clang. And he says, U.S. agent says, keep trying, punk. And so Living Lightning says, I'll handle him. He goes, blasts him. Okay. In a different tie-in, Iron Man has gotten back to Earth, and so he's getting armors together and more allies. So he's got, this is his armory, so this is going to be all his armors. And he's brought Stingray there to help him. And Rhodey's there too. And they're just talking, and he's showing him the new armor he made. He's going to fly in the new armors out. See, this is Stingray, and that's Iron Man, and that's War Machine. And then in this scene, this is one somebody's explaining. So, this is where, this is on Asgard. They rescued Guy Gardner and Marsh Manhunter, and so they put him in the Houses of Healing, and so he's got to have a visitor. So they're showing Guy ice, and so he says, hey, you're safe. Yes. And so happy to see you. It says, so he's gonna has to wait there, and Thor's gonna take care of it. This is Odin. He's backing off. He's telling him, I gotta go handle stuff. And then Wolverine gets better, because he does. That's his power. This is the scene that we had before, where he's in the hospital. Okay, I can't do much more. We'll just do this last page. So, because he healed up real fast, he's like, whoa. And he wakes up so fast, he startles Jean Grey and Captain Marvel. Where am I? And he says, give me a costume. So they do. They give him his old costume. And so he puts it on. And now he's got his old costume with the shorter ears. The end, he's going to be happy. Okay, that's all for now. Have a good day, everybody.